Hey guys, and welcome to another fabulous episode of Valley Views podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Joy Christensen, and this is season three, episode 18. And I'm so excited today to profile a handful of really great facts on magic and magicians here in Las Vegas. Today's exclusive interview episode is going to profile a 30-year magician, Las Vegas native, and proud local who has traveled to 36 different countries around the world sharing his gift of magic, Chris Randall. I just always want to share, if you're new to Valley Views, who I am and how you can find out about joining this podcast. Every week, I profile stories here out of Las Vegas, sharing insight on hospitality, family, and business. At first, it started as a pretty small project just around sharing about who I was. But now, with over 70 episodes produced, 55 countries streamed in, and 8 different platforms, including YouTube, iHeart, Apple, and Spotify, where I started it all, you can learn all about who I am, but more important, about who the legacy makers, the dream builders, and the people here in Las Vegas who are truly leaving their mark. Every time I get to share a story about somebody local who has been a fiber of what has made the city great beyond the years I have lived here, I'm always honored. As somebody who is a transplant and I didn't grow up here, I often get asked, why do you even want to have a voice in Las Vegas? Why do you care about giving your opinion? Well, I care because this is my home now, and I care because I'm raising kids here, and I care because every time I get a chance to get behind the mic, whether I'm giving some truth, wisdom, or just some business etiquette lessons, I hope to inspire or change somebody's life. I also just want to take a moment to thank Lee, Lee Clark, my mentor, who has completely helped me transform the idea that even the smallest voices in a city that can be built on superficial status, class, or money, you can always make a difference. So if you're interested in getting one of my Valley Views hats, you can do a custom order with me, but I absolutely love the logo, everything about the design. And then I'm trying out a pop pink hat to see if it works. But it's simple things like that where bringing somebody's little idea to life in just a hat that they can wear every day to celebrate their brand is a way to self promote. But it's also a way for me to continue to invite people on my show. I just wrapped an interview with a company out of California who is doing profiles on women. And at first, it always feels like, oh, why do I want to take the time and share my story? But every time someone reaches out to me to share something about my story and how I began and what fueled Valley Views, and the dream of making Las Vegas a safer and brighter city is the why. And it's never about me as much as it is about you having a chance to change your viewpoint, get insight, and basically find out something new about the most fabulous city in the world. So, without further ado, I'm going to jump into some really interesting facts about what makes Las Vegas so great, how tourism beyond just the casinos is always evolving, and the impact that someone like Chris has had in the magic world. So, thank you again, Chris, for reaching out to me to elevate your story. Most recently, you have been featured all over the news, talking about your impact in corporate and trade show magic. You're someone who always takes time to get people to look away from their phones. And, I think in a world where I joke on some of my other episodes that people are looking for thumbable material, even taking the time for me to write your story, to give some insight as to who you are, is just something really, really amazing. So, let me go into what has been written now with that intro. Las Vegas has always been a city built on spectacle, and magicians have helped turn it into the entertainment capital of the world. From the smoky showroom days of the Rat Pack era to the jaw-dropping illusions of legends like Siegfried and Roy, David Copperfield and Penn and Teller, magic has become woven into the identity of Las Vegas itself. Tourists from around the globe didn't come just for casinos. They started to come for wonder. They came to see tigers disappear, jets appear on stage, cards fly through the air, and impossible moments unfold beneath the neon lights. I'm literally getting chills as I read this because I can just think about it. Also, if you've never seen that, what's that one movie? Catch Me If You Can, or not? No, that's that Leo movie, but it's the like magician movie. It has Woody Harrelson in it. Oh my God. I'll remember the name of it, but watch that movie. Anyway, with the Jets appearing on stage. Anyway, magic shows have become a major driver of the tourism dollar. It helps fuel hotel stays, restaurants, nightlife, retail, and an entire hospitality ecosystem that keeps Vegas thriving. In many ways, magicians helped sell the dream of Las Vegas, a place where anything feels possible. They've transformed theaters into public landmarks, turned performers into international icons, and have gave millions of visitors stories that they've carried home across the world. Beyond every illusion was a deeper kind of magic, an economic impact, a cultural influence, and the art of making people believe in the sense of wonder and awe. Today, Las Vegas remains one of the few places on earth where Las Vegas, or excuse me, one of the few places on earth where magic is still alive in a headlining act that still provides in a city where imagination is more than just entertainment. It's part of the economy, the history, and the heartbeat of Las Vegas itself. Just to give you guys an idea on the tourism dollar numbers, magic itself is difficult to isolate as a standalone industry, but 21% of people who come to Las Vegas attend a show during their trip. This roughly generates a 87 to 98 billion dollar annual economic impact. Now, this is not just specifically to magic because that 21% is a variety of shows. Um, but visitors spend $55 billion dollars directly on hotels, dining, entertainment, shopping, conventions, and gaming. And the truth of the matter is, the magic shows, here we go. It says magicians have helped build the blueprint. Las Vegas supports 70 different residential shows nightly, with magic remaining at some of the city's most recognizable attractions. Magic continues to help build the blueprint of the Vegas entertainment tourism community. Former acts like Siegfried and Roy and David Copperfield, who just announced his retirement, I believe. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go with that. But they were icons for decades. Penn and Teller, who still perform today, are celebrating an iconic milestone. And Chris Angel, God, for the longest time, his face on the side of the Luxor was just an asset that like freaked me out, but also just made me feel like, oh my God, this guy levitated over, I think he levitated off of the Luxor. Okay. But these men have created attractions and destinations that continue to fill hotel rooms today, that bring people to the restaurant before or after the show, remembering the memory. This industry alone is a huge part of what generates billions of dollars annually. The ticket sales, the packages, the dining before and after, the casino play that the entertained guests feel when they pop out of that energized show and they're like, "Holy smokes, did you just see that happen? Let's go gamble." Ha ha ha. It's an energy, it's an essence. It all has an impact on what people remember about you and what people remember about Las Vegas. And they might not remember the name as big as these gentlemen, but they're going to remember that moment of wonder where their entire reality just became questioned. A single long running residency can generate hundreds of millions of dollars over time. The Mirage era of Siegfried and Roy was one of the longest, most outstanding representations of how entertainment could be just as powerful as gaming in the global visitor's eye. Today, Vegas tourism has evolved far beyond the casinos. Entertainment now drives things, sports, concerts, conventions, and immersive experiences are all things that happen. So let me share about what Chris does because he, by far, is someone who has evolved through it all. Chris Randall. If you want to find him, please look him up on LinkedIn at Chris Randall Magic. He is born and raised in Las Vegas, and he has spent pretty much his entire time here, with the exception of 9 years of his childhood back in Buffalo, New York. He is a forever Buffalo Bills fan. However, he's watched them lose the Super Bowl 4 times, which gave him his first true heartbreak. I'll be honest, I have to laugh because no shade, no shade. But I saw a meme that was like, men will stay more loyal to a football team their whole life than a lady. And the fact that you equated the loss of a Super Bowl to a real heartache just like validates that for me. It makes me laugh. Makes me laugh. Makes me laugh. Anyway, heartbreak through healing. Um, Chris's industry, he is a corporate and trade show magician. Okay. So, kind of like piggybacking off of what I shared. Magic used to just be in the theaters, okay? But he also is someone who travels the world and does lectures for magicians. He teaches about magic and for years was a street performer here, and he worked inside nightclubs and strip clubs. So, like, he is a traveling magician, but he's also someone who has evolved over the 30 years of living in Las Vegas to understand that he doesn't have to be a headliner in a casino to be successful, to make an impact. I think the most unique thing that he points out is something special that has made his life truly unique is he's been to 36 countries around the world and has shared his magic with over 100 TV shows and has won international awards. He prides himself on education, and he also teaches. The story that led him to find my podcast, he discovered me through LinkedIn, through my professional network, where I invite anybody with any background to come and share your viewpoint. I never charge to write a story about you. If you want to share who you are and your values align with who I am and you like what I do, feel free to find me. And thank you, Chris, for like finding me and giving me the chance. He shared that podcasting is a form of media. And most recently, he saw a podcast sway an election. So just saying, voices have power. Um, what is your personal take on hospitality in the world? He said, well, there is a lot of hipster service these days. People just on their phones are having conversations with their coworkers, sidebarring instead of engaging with the paying customers in front of them. Definitely a huge transition. I remember when I was a server back in the day, I worked for Red Lobster, Darden Company. Um, we were actually like not allowed to have our cell phones on the floor. If you got caught with a cell phone as a server on the floor, you got written up. Like there were lockers in the back that you put your phones in when you came to work because if you weren't actually taking care of your guests, then what the hell are you doing at work? And I think it's funny because people think that the tipping culture sucks today, but maybe it's like the reverse psychology, like Chris suggests. Like he's traveled to 36 countries, he's been all over the world. And the hipster service of just like backdooring, providing service to a paying customer does result in a negative experience in hospitality. So thanks for bringing that up. What is the Valley View or special viewpoint that you would like me to get out about you and share? He said that he's someone that has learned how to stop crowds and engage audiences and get them out of looking at their phone. He doesn't have a family of his own. He does have his mom and his dog Meatball, which that is a family, and that's so important because the passion that you have beyond even just like having your own family to teach and create legacy around magic, to go around the world and share your gift to create a memory. Sometimes those things, Chris, actually last longer than the idea of a family someone wants to create. And I think that I actually admire, I've never been. Okay, like I've never been to Europe. Like I've never, okay, I've been to like 4 countries outside of America, and let me tell you, they were like in South America or it was Canada. So like just to fathom 36 countries that you've like touched down in and like met hundreds of people in and then like created a moment of sheer wonder and they might never see you again. Like I'm sure people to this day in their town or their city are still sitting around that table like, do you remember Chris was here? and he just brought this magic and essence from Las Vegas. And I think that that is also something so like important to touch on. The other people I want to talk about, and this is like what why essence of Vegas is so real. When somebody touches down in your city and you're somebody that's a headliner, the Conjurers are a great example of that. The Conjurers are back in Vegas at the Cabin of Wonders, but like I saw them, they're like sleight of hand, like small theater, up close magicians, and they go all over the world, just like Chris. And they represent Vegas when they're there. They represent themselves, but like when you say you're from Vegas and you bring that magic somewhere else, people forever remember that essence. And that's such the essence. The essence. If you've listened to a few of my other episodes, you guys know about the essence. Um, so his advice, if you want to launch your own business, is just take it a day at a time, step at a time. You can definitely get overwhelmed by how many tasks there are in front of you, but he's just saying like don't let it get to you. What is a viewpoint or very challenging obstacle that you had to overcome? And he said that he is a recovering alcoholic. And do you follow or watch any other online platforms or apps? He's like, I just love my football and my Hulu. Give me that. And I always like to say, what is the one thing you wish you could tell your younger self now as an adult? Save your money and don't take things so personal. Please add any additional information you'd like to provide so I can elevate your story. And he said he's born and raised in Vegas and has just been doing magic for 30 years with so many different avenues and paths that he's gone down. But it's just continued to prepare me for the next big thing. Chris, thank you so much for just like taking the time to one, complete my interview, two, find me. Three, take me seriously enough to elevate your story. And like four, for just being a local Las Vegas human who goes all over the world to spread the magic, the goodness, and the essence of what it means to be a valley leader, what it means to be someone beyond yourself that leaves a mark in a city, whether you'll see them again or not, that makes them remember why magic and why Las Vegas is so special. As I get ready to wrap this interview episode, I always just want to thank everyone who always takes the time week to week to check in with me. Whether you're my friend, my colleague, or just someone I barely know because you follow me from the Slang Vegas series or you found me organically through LinkedIn. I really love this city. And when I moved here, I had no resources other than an acceptance letter, a suitcase, and a couple $100 in my pocket. But I had a vision and a dream to learn what hospitality was. And throughout very hard moments in my career, I can say the hospitality is the feeling someone leaves long after they're gone. So I'll catch you guys on the next episode of Valley Views. Thanks, Chris, for this amazing interview. And most of all, guys, whatever you do, just be kind to people because your actions can truly save a life.